For 100 years, Theological College, the National Seminary of the Catholic University of America, has been preparing men for priesthood.
We're not only celebrating 100 years, but we're celebrating a new beginning, a second century filled with excitement and possibilities for Theological College and the Catholic University and the American province of the Sulpicians.
Following in the footsteps of their founder, Father Jean-Jacques Ollier, the Sulpicians sought to provide their seminarians with the best preparation possible for priestly ministry.
The original purpose of the seminary was, first and foremost, to ensure the holiness of the clergy.
He spent a lot of his energy developing a program of spiritual direction, community life, especially to evoke in seminarians what he would call an apostolic spirit.
Originally known as the Sulpician Seminary, the first diocesan house of formation in the nation's capital was the result of the hard work of the U.S. Sulpician Provincial, Father Edward Dyer, and Bishop Shahan, rector of the Catholic University of America. The vision for the new seminary was that of a house of formation that could take advantage of the unique academic opportunities the university offered. Within the first decade, the seminary thrived, being filled to capacity. The 1920s also saw the creation of a unique feature of the Washington Seminary, the Baselen College. A great lumber magnate from New York, Theodore Baselen took a deep interest in having well-trained priests to serve the Catholic faithful.
The dream of Baselen was to give young men, juniors in college, the opportunity to study, to finish their undergraduate degree, and then 1 year later to finish in an advanced degree in philosophy.
Yeah, I love the Baselen program, and I love the seriousness of it, the philosophical focus of it. It introduced me to the great Catholic intellectual tradition, the great Catholic both and, faith and reason, theology and philosophy, nature and grace. I learned a lot of that as a Baselen.
In 1937, a decision came down from Pope Pius XI that the Sulpician Seminary should be the National Seminary of the Catholic University of America. By 1940, the integration was complete, and Theological College was born. The 40s and the post-war era saw a dramatic increase in seminary enrollment. Vatican II saw a new age in the Church. Being a university seminary, Theological College students had a unique experience in hearing the issues discussed in the classroom.
I arrived as a Baselen in 1960, and the council didn't start until 1962. So we had this period of anticipation. There was a great deal of expectation, and I think that really marked the time.
At the same time as the Council Fathers met in Rome, Theological College prepared for its completion. The original design of architects McGinnis and Walsh was never completed in 1919, and thus the building was always overcrowded. In 1963, ground was broken to build a new wing and tower. The changes in structure were soon followed by a changed world, one affected by the trauma of the social revolution. The sheltered world of seminary was also impacted.
I think what the world was going through and the United States was going through in those years was also part of the turmoil and transition and culture and all that took place at Theological College and other seminaries. Our time of change and transition and turmoil is similar to what most seminaries in the United States were actually experiencing at that time.
Everything fell apart. We went from the 1960s into the 1970s. We had the Paris uprising. We had the uprising in Czechoslovakia. We had the Democratic National Convention in Chicago that year. Bobby Kennedy got killed in '68. Everything kind of fell apart. And it used to be formation by osmosis, that all you had to do is be in the building and you were formed and you followed the rule. Well, that was no longer the case. There was a mindset in the 1970s that changed all of that. And so we really needed to reform the place.
In this period, the role of the formation advisor was developed, as was the new pre-theology program. The 1990s was a time of building and renovation. The newly updated building took into account declining numbers and renovated the public spaces. As we approach our 100th anniversary, our rich history proves to be an excellent foundation on which to build an ever more hopeful future at Theological College.